Hi, this is Dean from Sentinel Soap. In today's video I'm going to show you how I'm doing my wrapping of my soap. What I have here is my soaps. This is black raspberry and vanilla, and I'm going to wrap them for a customer. This is my heat sealer. It will melt a crease in the plastic to seal the soap in. I got these from eBay. Okay, so to start with, I'm just going to use one of my business cards and I can put soap on top. I put it in so this side is the bottom of the bag. But before I do that, at the bottom of the bag, I'm not quite sure if you're going to see it or not, there's like this little tiny seal already, and behind it is like a tiny little bit of plastic. It's probably about 3 mils. So basically we're going to make that a clean cut and chop that off. Okay, so I've removed this little bit of plastic from the wrap, and now it's a clean cut. So I'm going to take my soap and place it inside. And just like in my other videos, the reason why I've got the cardboard here is so that there's no streak that goes down this side. So now the soap sits in there perfectly inside. Now we're just going to have to cut it and then cut it again, because the actual bag is too big for this soap. But the reason why I've got these size bags is because if I want to make it a thicker bar, I can, but if the bag is too small, it won't fit in at all. Okay, so that cut that bit off. Now I'm going to push the soap to the bottom of the bag, and I'm going to cut this bit off at the top here. Now I should point out, when you do this enough, you'll get plastic that will get stuck to this material on top. So what I've found is I've got like a little Sharpie knife, and I'm just going to use the back end of it, not the sharp side. I'm going to put the machine down once for one turn, which is about 3 seconds, and this is now all hot. So I can now scrape all the plastic off. So it doesn't look like much, but that was sitting on top. So when you go to put the plastic in to cut it, it actually won't seal it properly. Sometimes you have to do like 2 or 3 times. But if you get rid of this, then that sealer will now be perfect to cut the next one. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one as an example. I'm not going to go through all 3 of them. It's loose. There's a little bit of air in there, but not too much. So we're just going to use the heat gun and melt it all down. Now, you might have seen this. I use this to cut my soap. And the reason why I'm going to use it today is because when I seal the sides, I'm actually going to rub it on the bottom, and that will actually flatten out the plastic. So I'm just going to take my craft heat gun. Okay, so I've just given it a once over, and as you can see, it's pretty close to it now, but it's got these horrible wrinkles, and we want to get rid of them because they look pretty horrible. This is how I do it. Okay, so that looks a lot better. No more wrinkles, nice and close to the actual soap itself, all the way right around. Now you will notice occasionally, every now and then, you get these little bits up here. Not sure if you can see that or not. It's a tiny little bit of plastic that just hangs out, and once that goes solid, it's enough to not cut your finger, but you'll certainly scrape your finger. And if you can flatten those out, then you're doing really well, because sometimes I can't even get them done. But that, in general, that looks pretty good. Okay, so the next part is, I've got my label, which is this one, black raspberry and vanilla. I make all these in Photoshop, and then I print them out on my Epson printer. So it's just sticky paper. Okay, so that's that. Now, that is pretty good generally by itself, but if I'm putting my soaps in a shop and people are picking these up, Some people have dirty fingers, and if they put their finger on it, they either ruin the label or they can actually peel off. So what I like to do is I like to wrap it again. So we're just going to get rid of that seal at the bottom once again. Take the soap, and you can hear Buddy going crazy. Someone's driving up the street. Okay, so now that soap is in a bag and I'm going to seal it again. Move it down to the bottom. Seal it again. And go through the process again. Now, sometimes you'll notice that these bags, they tend to have a little bit of air in them. So I just like to hold them down, push them down with my hand, and the air will come out somewhere in there. If not, you can make a tiny little hole, because it's not going to hurt to have a tiny little hole in the outside bag. So all the air's out of that now. There we go. So the label can't be destroyed now by anyone who picks it up, and it's perfectly smooth right the way around. So that's how I wrap my soaps. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.